Hey guys, so I've been seeing a lot of these memes on Twitter about how, digital skins are being sold for thousands of dollars, yet they don't want NFTs. People don't like NFTs, but they enjoy selling their skins for real money. And another guy here said, Steam is the world's largest gamer bank, but you never withdraw your money. And then again, he uses CSGO as an example where people trade skins and are not able to cash them out for real cash. And again, another such meme where, one guy is saying that NFTs are stupid, but on the other hand, he's very happy to give a fees, this is incorrect. It's not actually 30%, but whatever. Fees to Steam and trade skins. So he wants to trade the skins, but he doesn't want to trade NFTs. So crypto Twitter is mocking these people all the time, which is your average gamer. On the other hand, the average gamer is mocking NFT bros all the time, calling them scammers and so on. So, what I noticed as a gamer and as an NFT investor, trader, etc., I'm even a founder of NFTs and I've developed games. I've been deep in the gaming industry, every aspect of it, trading, playing, developing, selling, publishing. I've done it all in the gaming industry for decades. And for the past 5 years, I've been in crypto and NFTs as well. So I've covered both fields. And I see this difference myself from like as a third party, but I see how they're being frustrated on both ends because they're not able to meet in the middle. And there are good reasons for that. So as the gamer, if you suggest to me that I should have NFTs, which would represent all the skins in my game, but with the additional advantage of being able to resell them once I'm done using them, instead of just paying $15 for a skin, I could buy it for $15, enjoy it, and then resell it for a discount for $10, $5, or perhaps even some profit, but at least I would get something for it, right? So while this is actually a good argument, the gamer would say, yeah, but here's the thing. 95% of us are gamers for the sake of gaming, not trading. There are traders in games, as we see in games such as CSGO, that have volumes of thousands of dollars, maybe even on a daily. But the large majority of gamers play games for the games, for the experience. They want to get immersed in a game. They want to forget about their work, forget about their issues, forget about money, forget about everything. They want to get immersed in this world. That's the end goal. That's the product. They're not looking for anything extra because the extra would come with a lot of issues. Issues like what, you ask? Well, for one thing, cheaters. Cheaters are already a humongous issue in video games. It's a multi-billion dollar industry that's far ahead of developers and anti-cheat makers. They're always a few steps ahead, and they already ruin the large majority of games. But if you now, and this is just for, you know, to be able to gloat or to flex, as gamers, just to be better than somebody else. So basically, they're not really doing it for any profit. But give them profit on top of that, and guess what? That would multiply the number of cheaters by thousands. Bots, cheaters of all sorts would jump in because there's money to be made. And it would be a disaster for developers who already can't deal with that to have to deal with this humongous amount of new cheaters that are coming in, and the cheating technology that's going to develop so much because there's so much more money out of a sudden to be made. So this would ruin further every game, even the offline games or the single player games, where you could potentially earn skins to resell them. So that would be a disaster for a gamer. It would ruin the experience that he's there to get. He's there to get that experience of gaming, and it would be gone in an instant. with all these cheaters ruining it for them. So many people have quit games like PUBG because of the amount of cheaters it had, because they were not able to deal, and there was not even any profit to be made. PUBG even stopped their trading completely. Fortnite doesn't even have skin trading at all, just because they do not want to give incentive to cheaters to come and ruin the game further. So this would be a humongous issue for a gamer, something that NFT people don't take into consideration. The other thing is, even though there are some traders in traditional games, such as CSGO, it's a tiny, tiny minority of people. And a lot of these people don't even play CSGO. They're just there for the skins, to trade them. They're traders. Maybe a lot of them don't even play games at all. I personally traded hundreds of thousands of dollars of skins, and but I've never really played CS:GO. It's not my type of game. But I took the opportunity as a trader because I am a gamer and I am a trader. But I am a minority. Having been in these communities for decades, I can tell you I'm a minority. Therefore, this would not fly at all because they don't have any interest. They simply do not have any interest, and the cost would be too high. That's when it comes to gamers. When it comes to NFT people, they're the opposite. The large majority of them do not understand the first thing about games. They're not gamers. If they are, it's superficial, and that's, being gentle, saying the least. Um, they'll play a occasional Counter or what's that name? What's that game? Call of Duty, which is a very quite a casual game. Um, they weren't there they're not there for the game itself. The large majority of people and NFTs, we're talking about gaming NFTs obviously, are there to make profit, to speculate. They're buying these skins of the games, of the Yuga games and all the other games, Sandbox game and all these other games, to speculate, because they're not there to pay $5,000 or $10,000 for a skin to eventually enjoy the game. They're actually buying that skin for $10,000, hoping that when the game comes out, they'll be able to sell it for 30 to somebody else. It's not because they want to actually play the game. And this is the large majority of people in NFTs. So they don't understand each other because ones are traders and the other ones are gamers. They're not the same people. They do not have the same goals and interests. Now, having said that, I can also say that they're both right. They're both wrong about each other, but they're both right. Their interests can merge. Because, yes, if implemented correctly and with the current technology that we have in NFTs, it would not be implemented correctly at all. But if implemented correctly in the future, NFTs would be great for games. Third party involved in this whole story is the publishers slash developers. When it comes to them, I mean, sure, NFT people can talk a good game and explain how the technology would be great and how it would be great for users. On the other hand, the users themselves are rejecting the NFTs. Now, NFT people will tell you that's because they don't understand it. The gamers will say it's because they don't understand what we want. They don't understand us. They don't know how it's going to affect our experience. And again, like I said, they're both correct. They're both correct. It's true that gamers do not understand, do not quite grasp all the positives of NFTs, and at the same time, the NFT crowd does not understand the mentality of a gamer, of a true gamer, and what he's there for. So they're both right and both wrong. But here's the thing: between those two groups stand the devs and the publishers, and they're the ones that are going to have to be convinced of putting NFTs in their games, adding NFTs in their games as skins in the first place, because otherwise we haven't done anything. As it stands currently, with the current state of affairs, with the current technology as it is now in its infancy, I personally do not see how or why a publisher developer would want to have NFTs in their games. The only plus I could imagine would be perhaps, to please the crypto bros, the so-called NFT bros, to get some PR out, to get some excitement out on that side of the spectrum, hoping to gain these people as followers, as gamers, as fans in the future, because they do see this technology being included in their game. But currently, it's not going to happen. But at the same time, they do not want to alienate anybody, so they keep that door open. Particularly Tim Sweeney, which the CEO of Unreal and the Fortnite and the EGS, the Epic Store. He's been talking very positively about NFTs and wants to promote them, but he does not want to get involved himself or with his company or his games. So he will allow them on his platform because it's good PR. But for the time being, he does not want to get involved. He knows that it's inevitable, but for the time being, they do not want to dip their toes in a technology that could cause more problems than benefit. So if we take the Steam market, which is practically one of the rare markets, I mean, people are now talking good things about Epic because of their PR, but Epic does not do any trading. At least Steam has a market where you can trade skins. I mean, at least. Even though it's on their own platform and it's a closed ecosystem, but at least it exists. EGS does not even have that option. So Steam is actually a few steps ahead of EGS, not the other way around. Although Steam has banned officially NFTs on their platform, because the issue here is that yes, they make billions of dollars in profit from skin trading. They came up with this concept. They were probably the precursor of the NFT, since they had this whole concept of skin trading 10 years ago already, that they became extremely popular. People trade these skins, they buy these skins, they resell them for profit, they buy free games, they rebuy skins, etc. We're talking obviously about the traders, which again is a minority of the gamers. Otherwise, everybody would be playing CSGO and trading CSGO skins. And as we know, out of the how many millions of people are on Steam, 200, 300 million people at this point. I mean, if you find 50,000 traders, that would be good, out of the 300 million, or let's say 100,000, or even if it's 200. I mean, it's not even close to 1% of the gamers. Gamers want to play games, and that's that. That's where it stops. Um, Even Diablo, I believe it was Diablo 3, they had started with being able to find skins that you could sell within the game. But they stopped it shortly after because of all the issues it had caused and all the cheaters it had brought. So again, from the standpoint of a developer, I do not see that. I do not see that happening anytime soon. I mean, why would they? Everything works fine as it is. Gamers are still mostly against NFTs, so that's in their advantage. I mean, obviously, a lot of them are pushing a lot of media articles to be written against NFTs. I mean, there's this whole narrative going on, and of course, it's sponsored and paid for from PC Gamer and Kotaku and all these magazines. Um, but it's not in their advantage. It would not be in Steam's advantage for all these skins to be traded outside of their ecosystem. That's billions of dollars lost. That's one. And two, it would ruin the games like we said earlier, which is a problem for them too, obviously. And three, they would not be in control of the economy. So a lot of their economies could be completely destroyed. When you put the economy in the hands of the masses, you still need somebody to run an economy. If you give it all to the masses, it's hard to run this economy. And the thing is, that could be only achievable if all the skins that ever get released on Steam are limited in quantity. But then that causes another issue. Even if they're able to keep the trading within their ecosystem, which is sort of impossible with NFTs, even then they would have skins that are extremely expensive. And as we said earlier, again, the large majority of gamers are not well off. I mean, the large majority of gamers would wait 75, 80% for 80% discounts on a game they really want to play. They're willing to wait for 2 years on a game they're really excited to play just to save those $40. So imagine asking that person who waited 2 years to play his favorite game to save a couple of bucks. Imagine asking them to pay, $100, $500, $10,000 for a skin. I mean, obviously, this is an extremely small minority of people. So even if those people would be involved in some sort of skin trade, which they don't want to be and wouldn't be, but even if we're taking the best case example, even then they would not buy anything that's beyond a few cents. So when you have a limited amount of skins and the floor of these skins grows to a couple $100, that's going to hurt the in-game economy because the volume of trading on that specific skin will be extremely low. But then drop and then that could drop on the other hand, that could drop the skin all the way down to almost nothing. So you would have a lot of extremes in terms of the economy for the skins. Some skins would be extremely expensive, other skins would be extremely cheap. You would almost never have, or it would be extremely hard, let's say, to control the economy for somebody like Steam, where the majority of skins would be, affordable for the most average gamers. That would be very, very difficult for them. Even when it comes to their cards, they used to they used to drop a lot less trading cards on their platform, and some of those became extremely expensive, and it actually hurt their profits and their economy because when a skin, or in this case, when the card is expensive, there's less volume on it. And how does an exchange, in this case the Steam market, make money? It's on volume traded. So when there's a lot less volume, it brings a lot less trading, a lot less movement, and they make less money. So what they started doing is diluting. They started dropping cards almost multiple times a week to all gamers, packs in form of packs, just to dilute the cards, so that the cards would drop to 1, 2, 3, 5 cents each, and would be affordable to everybody, and that kept the economy going. So, but they have the option to do this today. They have the option to print to help their economy, like a government does. They would not be able to have an economy if they, once they release 10,000 or 50,000 or 100,000 of a certain skin, it's out of their hands at that point. They do not have the chance, the option to create more if they need to dilute if they need to dilute the supply for the sake of the economy, and vice versa. They cannot remove them from circulation easily. I mean, they can create some sort of burning mechanism, but that's more complicated and for another time. Um, Last but not least, for developers and platforms, there's an issue, a legal issue. First, currently, if you can prove that some of your skins were stolen, lost, uh, whatever the case may be, you can contact Steam support. They can duplicate it, give them back to you. They can block the account that stole them, and so on. When it comes to NFTs, there's no way to do that. Their skins, I mean, imagine the headache to a company like Valve when they have to deal with these thousands and hundreds of thousands of people, probably daily. They imagine the cost of having to deal with this, and the legal issues, because as it stands currently, those NFTs could end up being securities. And what's Valve gonna do, or any other publisher at that point? Therefore, there's so many issues currently that I don't see it happening anytime soon. Now, there is a way for NFTs in gaming to be very successful, and that's within the Web3 developed games. So, NFT games that are natively Web3, those are really our chance as gamers and our chance as NFT. That's the meeting point. As it stands currently, the future, I agree, there will be a different kind of technology. there will be some sort of contract that would not allow stolen NFTs to get traded, or perhaps somehow there will be a way to stop cheaters, etc. But we're talking about a few years down the line, perhaps even a decade. But currently, the way things stand, the only way that we're going to get success of NFTs within games is within Web3 games natively. And we're going to talk about those on this channel. We have a bunch of them in mind that we're going to suggest to look into, because this is where gamers and the NFT crowd are going to be able to meet. These are games that are built for the NFT crowd, that understand NFT people, that understand digital economies better than anyone, the Web3 blockchain better than anyone, and they've been getting a lot of traditional game developers. They've been doing a lot of deals with traditional publishers, so they're getting all the experience they need. So I can definitely see the first gold mine, so to speak, being the Web3 games. That does not mean that if the Web3 games are successful, we're going to see those skins in traditional games immediately, because again, of all these issues. But I can definitely see Web3 games being the meeting point between those two worlds. This is where the NFTs have a great chance of being included in the game from the ground up. And if the games are capable of being fun and entertaining, then we got winners. And I believe that's actually going to come quite soon as maybe 2 years from now. I can imagine that by 2025, the NFT bull market would be in full swing, and it's going to coincide with a lot of these games that have been worked on for the past year or two releasing. And that's where it's going to get really exciting and really interesting in terms of playing amazing games while making a lot of money. I can imagine that at first it's going to attract mainly the people that are like me, which means that are really in love with the NFT world and the technology and are gamers at heart. So us hybrids will initially be the ones that are most involved, and then the other two sorts of people will come in, the traders and the gamers, and they'll all meet in one place. So we will definitely be touching upon this topic again and talking about pretty soon, talking about some perhaps a little bit less known gaming projects in Web3 that I will suggest you take a look at and perhaps even prepare for an eventual gaming NFT gaming bull run. I hope you enjoyed my long speech, my long monologue. I really felt like this is an important point that I don't see anybody discussing. I really only see people on both ends of the spectrum not understanding each other, but I kind of see both points of views, and I have this, this third point of view where I can see them both merging, and I understand both sides, and I understand the issues they both have with each other. And again, hopefully Web3 is the place. Web3 gaming is the place where they're all going to meet, and it's going to be great. It's going to be fun. I'll see you around.